Hello and welcome back to More Than Friends. My name is Tashie, and with this episode, I wanted to give you a female point of view on dating in today's world. And what better way to give you that info than going on dates with some of my hottest girlfriends? Yeah, I love my job. Are you ready to meet my date? For our date, I wanted to take you to the super romantic viewpoint and just like park the car, have some conversation, connection, and then just like see what happens.
Okay, maybe we'll get lucky. Who knows? The options are endless. I really like this spot. It's very cute.
Isn't it?
It's really nice. The view is amazing.
Makes LA look great.
Exactly.
So, Desi, you have over 1 million followers on social media. You are a gorgeous model. You've been on multiple covers of magazines. So I'm sure by now you've had to weed through a lot of different types of men. And you are pretty aware of the type of guys you would want to date or not date.
Yes, that's very accurate.
So today I wanted to give men more insight on what women are really looking for when they're going on dates with them. And so today I wanted to ask you a few questions to see if this is the type of guy you would date or not date.
Oh, I like this. Give them a little bit of education.
Help them out.
Yeah, help them out. They need it.
Okay, so these are for men that you're like newly dating.
Okay.
All right, so would this be the type of guy you would date or not date?
Okay.
Does he need to have a man with gentleman-like behaviors? So him opening the door for you, giving you his jacket when you're cold, paying for the dinner, carrying your luggage, things like that.
I think it's very, very important to have good mannerism, especially on a first date. Just like you opening up the door for me, I was like, oh, okay, hold on.
I know what works.
I think that, first impressions definitely stick, and that is something that I mean, we're princesses. We like to be treated like princesses. So opening the door, carrying our luggage. I mean, my dad did that for my mom their whole marriage, still till this day. So I think it's super important and definitely something I would consider if they didn't do the first date. I don't know if I'm going to go on a second date with them.
Yeah. It's almost like, especially for women, it almost allows us to be in our like feminine energy.
Of course. Yeah, it allows a man to be a man and a woman to be a woman in the best way.
Yeah. And that's honestly all the guys that I've ever respected that I dated were the ones that treated me that way.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, I went over and above for them as well because I was like, oh, they treat me so good. I want to make sure I treat them good.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it works, guys.
Yes,
it's not
it
dead.
It's not dead. Open the door, fucking woman. Or else.
All right. Would you date this man or not date a man that is dominant in the bedroom?
Totally date. Yes. I think it's very attractive to have some sort of assertiveness or dominance. Just like you said about being in our feminine energy, I think that when a man allows you to be that way, you just feel more natural and feminine. And I really like it personally. I don't know, maybe not everybody does, but I mean, fuck me up.
Yeah, I'm like, that's definitely like, to me, it feels very like masculine.
Yeah,
so I'm
exactly.
like, it's definitely like a turn on for me. How do you feel about it the opposite if the man wanted to be more submissive?
I mean, I think there should be a good balance between both feminine energy and masculine energy in both partners. Yeah. So, for the woman and the man, I think there needs to be a good balance between both. But I wouldn't mind it. I'd be like, okay, like not something I'm opposed to unless it became really feminine, then I might be turned off a little bit.
Yeah. Like if he wanted me to be Big Spoon all the time, like,
yeah. Or, yeah. say if he was like, stick a dildo in my ass, I mean, I would be kind of taken back, but it's definitely something we could look into.
Like, well, see.
You know, the options are endless, so I'm not going to just stop it right there. We'll see.
Like, depends on how manly I feel.
Yeah, exactly. Depends on where it goes after that.
Would you date a man who did not like dirty talk?
I wouldn't say that's like a factor that would like get me to not date them. I think that, you know, I would respect that if they didn't like dirty talk, but that's something I actually do like, and so if we could find a good balance in between there, maybe. But I wouldn't say that it would be a reason that I wouldn't date somebody.
Yeah. I think for me, it's just, I love being like mentally stimulated before physically, so I love the like almost
the games.
mental
It's like
foreplay.
the mind games, yeah.
I'm like, I want you to tease
the
me.
good mind games, not the bad ones.
Teasing, not fucking. But like, I want it during dinner. I want it all before we even get home. So I'm like that mental foreplay. But yeah, for me, I need the dirty talk. I don't like super silent sex.
Yeah, and I also think it would almost be them being a little bit too feminine for me if they didn't like the dirty talk. I feel like, okay, if they're like, let me respect you, baby. I'm like, yes, respect me, but badly respect me. Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I think there would just have to be a balance. I definitely dated someone before where they didn't want it at all, and then I was like, it was almost just so quiet.
Yeah.
And
then it gets kind of boring.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you're with that person for a really long time, you kind of have to find new ways to freshen up the relationship.
Yeah.
So I think being open to new things is definitely a good thing. Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
I don't like closed-minded people.
No, that's definitely my like turn off.
Yeah, totally. Immediately shut down.
I'm like, you don't have to agree with everything I say, but you need to be at least open to it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
if his best friend was a girl.
Ooh. I don't know.
That's a hard one.
I don't know, because I've been in situations where that has been the case, and I can be a very, I can be a very jealous type sometimes. It just depends on the girl, how well I know her, like how long they've known each other. But honestly, that would irritate the fuck out of me.
I feel like I would have to be best friends with her too. Or
Yeah,
something.
like or something. Like I couldn't. If he was like, I'm just gonna go hang out with my girl, I would be like, excuse me.
And you guys cannot flirt in any type of way. Like, it needs to be
No.
almost like you see her as like a brother, like in a weird way.
Yeah, exactly. You know, because if you have a guy friend, or if you're really good friends with a guy, and you guys kind of have that flirty mentality, and then you see your boyfriend or whoever you're seeing being like that with a girl, I don't know. That would just.
Yeah.
It just really depends. But if it felt like it was, you know, too flirtatious, I'd probably cut it off right then and there. Yeah.
No,
I agree. I'm like, for me, yeah. And it's just like, I know the way women are, especially like sometimes there's women.
Right?
that-
We know how women think. like, we know what the fuck you're thinking.
I know what you're thinking.
I know you want to
Some
get in his
women get
pants.
like turned on by the fact that he is in a relationship.
Right, and they
I'm
want
like,
him
now
more.
he's hotter.
Now they want him more. Oh my god.
That's why I some guys that I've dated, I'm like, I made you hot. Like, you just got hotter.
You were nothing without me.
Oh my god, so funny. Would you date a guy that made less money than you?
Yes, I would. You know, I feel like for the longest time I was so just focused on finding somebody who was kind of almost like in a way better than me so that I could help like better myself. You know, surrounding yourself around people who, you know, encourage you to be better and to do better, but that always ended up disappointing me in the long run because I feel like sometimes it's almost better to meet somebody and, you know, grow with them and to build something together rather than just meeting somebody at a different level than you. Not even talking about fame, but, you know, just energy-wise, like if you guys just aren't on the same frequency.
Yeah, because I feel like in a weird way there are guys that like maybe if you like think they're like at a different level or higher than you, it almost makes you like not yourself either.
Exactly.
Like
You can't even.
You're trying to like play this part that's just not working, and I felt like my friends would always be like, why are you always going for these guys that are just toxic and have followers? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm like, I don't know, because they're in my DMs. I'm trying to see what's up. And, you know, I tried that for a while, and it just, it always ended up not working out. And, you know, I think finding somebody, even if they don't make as much money or they make more money, whatever the case is, I don't think money should be a factor of how much you love somebody.
I agree.
Yeah.
And money can change too.
Exactly.
So
you know,
that's
people
the
can
other thing,
grow, and, you know, how amazing would it be to grow with somebody into, you know, make something together into this business or whatever it might be. So.
I agree. And then my other thing would be like, as long as the guy's comfortable with it. Because I've dated guys before where they've like seen my car or house, and then all of a sudden they're like weird.
Then they start projecting.
Yeah,
and they start projecting their insecurities.
Then I'm like, okay, that can't.
Right.
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. Yeah.
As
I
long
agree
as
with
they're
that.
secure with themselves, then it's fine. But
Yeah. Like,
don't
okay,
put
I'll
your
be
shit on me.
sugar mama. I'll be your sugar mama for the next 5 years, and then, you know, you better step the fuck up.
As long as, that's the other thing too, as long as they're driven, they're passionate about something, they're happy, they're not just like moping in it.
But then also, you know, sometimes you fall in love with the potential of somebody, and I've done that before too, where you're like, oh, but they could be this and they could be that, and then it just like kind of disappoints
you have to like where they're
I'm like, because you have to at least be okay with where they're at, and then if there is potential, great, like you could grow together in mental ways. But
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, if they're like, I'm gonna be this one day, you're like, well.
And they have no drive, no passion, no job, no shoes. I've actually been with someone who has no shoes. That was a really dark time, actually. Where
He's like, I'm so grounded right now.
and he was, and he's a yoga instructor in Mexico. I met him in Mexico. Okay, don't date a guy you met who's a yoga instructor in Mexico.
His name is. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding. He's gonna watch this and be like, oh shit. Yeah, that didn't work out.
That's hilarious. I can't imagine the no shoes thing. Like, what
It was a little weird. Yeah, it was a little weird.
was
I mean, he was
dangerous.
very like namaste, which I'm all about. You know, he really got me like to, you know, meditate more and
That's
to
sick.
really, you know, get to know myself more. And you know, yoga instructors, they're just flirty fucking people. They know what the fuck they're doing. They know what they're doing. If y'all a yoga instructor, you know what the hell you're doing.
He's like, let me
They're like, let me
stretch you.
stretch you out.
Get out of my mind.
I know this deep stretch if you just open your legs.
That's hilarious. I didn't even know they were flirty. I guess I've only had females, so I don't even know.
true.
That's funny.
Would you date a guy that's been with a lot of women?
You know, I think when you get to a certain age, like, you know, how many people a person has slept with, like, shouldn't really. I don't know. I don't think it really, unless they were fucking like over 2,000 people, maybe. I don't know. As long as you're being safe and you're not giving me anything.
Yeah.
I honestly don't really think that a number will kind of dictate if I'm going to date somebody or not. I think that, you know, if I really respect them, you know, I'll get over it. I'll get over it.
You're like, just not all my friends.
Yeah, it's not everybody. If it was my friends, oh, I don't know.
You're like, that's different.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think for me it would just be like, I just like a guy that's like at least picky with who he has sex with in a way, like he has standards.
For sure.
Like,
you have to have
Sure, you can hook up with girls, but like it's so much hotter if you choose not to because you're not connected to them or in some way. I'm
I
like,
think guys that are picky are a lot more attractive. They're not just willing to like give it up and for whatever because they're drunk.
Yeah.
or like ego to like look cool or like whatever, or like have like a higher number. I'm like, that's when I'm like, you're in a different area than me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, if you're picky too, it's hot.
It is.
Would you date a guy that didn't want you to work?
No, I don't think I would.
Yeah.
I'm just too like work oriented. I have been ever since I was like 14, 15. So I think them stripping that away from me would be stripping away something from like myself. And I think it would be cool if they offered like, hey, you don't have to work.
have to.
At least the option's there. Because I'm like, okay, if I ever decide I don't want to. Yeah, but I think them making that an ultimatum is like really unfair. And I would never do that to somebody else too.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree with that. I'm
Yeah.
just like it, because a lot of the time too, I've noticed it almost like gives me purpose too. So I'm just
Right.
like, if I wasn't doing things that I know like that makes me happy. So if
Yeah,
you were just like,
working,
oh, I want you
creating.
to
Yeah.
just stay home and just do
My
the.
dad, though, is very much like that towards my mom. He's like, you don't need to work, like, I can take care of everything. And my mom was like, fuck no, I'm going to keep working because she just gets bored.
Yeah.
And she's just got a lot of energy, and she's like, she's just her own independent person. I think I really learned a lot from her, actually, just growing up with that mentality. So I definitely, I would not date somebody if they were like, you can't work.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have too many goals that I want to achieve, so I feel like that would be sad.
I think that's just like taking away from you as an individual. Like, you're limiting yourself to so many things that you could do. And I mean, we're boss bitch women. Like, don't take that away from me.
That's why you liked me to begin
That's why
with.
you can take it away from me in the bedroom. But when it comes to real shit, no, honey.
Would you date a guy if you didn't like his friends?
Oh, I think that would be really hard because I feel like, your friends are a reflection of who you are, and who you surround yourself with are ultimately like who you want to be and who you strive to be. So I don't know, if I didn't like his friends, I would really question him and kind of his morals and values. I'm like, are you lying to me? If I don't like your friends, how can I like you? Because my friends are a great example. Like, I strive to be just like them, or they give me inspiration to do better, be better. So they are a reflection of me. So whenever a guy I'm dating meets them and he likes them, I'm like, okay. And if he doesn't, then I'm like if he doesn't like my friends, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I like you.
It's questionable. That's how when I introduce people to my sister, I'm like, if you guys don't like each other,
it's not gonna work.
she saw something I didn't.
Yeah,
but that's the
exactly.
thing too, is guys in the beginning, they do want to act, guys and girls, they may act a certain way because they want you to see them a certain way, or
they're
they want
trying to sell themselves.
Yeah,
they're trying to sell this whole facade of who they want you
to think they are.
to think they are. Yeah, exactly.
So that was like always my test. I'm like, I would love to meet your friends.
Yeah, I know.
Like, then I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there's been a few times where I've met a guy that I'm seeing and I didn't really vibe with his friends, and that didn't last long.
Yeah, you're like, oh god, I can't hang out.
Yeah,
They're shitty towards women. It's
yeah.
not gonna
Like, no go.
Would you date a guy that had to have sex every single morning?
Ooh.
It's specific.
Yeah, I would. Because this is
Are you
something
a
I
morning person?
No, and this is something I actually recently went through, because he was always like wanting to have sex in the morning, and I just was not in the mood. But I think he definitely, because I was being open-minded towards it, he definitely got me to learn to like morning sex.
Like, I will
Yeah, so it's not something I'd be like, oh, I'm not going to date you because you want to have sex every morning.
Yeah.
We're sexually driven. Well, I am at least. Yeah.
Like, it's working because of that.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I don't think I would, I wouldn't, yeah.
I feel you. I know. I think the only thing for me is just like, if it felt like it had to be. I don't want to.
Or if like he was gonna ruin the day because you were like, you said no,
that way.
and he was like, fuck you, like, oh, and like made it a whole argument.
Yeah.
Like, then I don't think I could date you if you were like, we have to have sex every morning or else I can't get on with my day. That's a little intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's like too harsh.
And then the only thing I will say is like, definitely today's world, people feel like every time they hang out that they have to have sex. So I almost sometimes like the spontaneity of like, maybe today we might just tease each other and we don't, or like another day like we're only
Keep 'em
doing
on
like
their toes.
foreplay. Yeah.
I like
I'm
when
like,
somebody
guys, there's
keeps me on their
something
toes, you know?
That's why I'm like, guys, you don't always have to go all the way every single time, or even with girls, it's just like, it almost keeps it fun, and it's not just like, oh, okay, we know exactly what we're doing at like
Right,
this.
exactly. Like, you know, the unexpected is kind of almost even better.
Surprise fuck.
Surprise finger me, what?
Oh my god.
Thank you so much for joining me on this date, baby.
Yes, baby.
That's so much fun, and I feel like we really, helped some guys out tonight.
Yeah, we did. And you took me to a really cute spot. You opened up my door. I was very impressed. Take notes, men, because she knows what the fuck is up. I hope all these tips helped you guys. I loved our conversations.
Yeah,
These are awesome.
so fun.
And I learned a lot about you too. I know what you like now.
All right, and then also if you want to connect with Desi one-on-one, and she also makes amazing content, so let them know where they can check you out.
Yes. Come and follow me at Desiree Schlotz and let's get to messaging. I would love to get to know you.
You won't regret it.
Yes.
I'm dead. We both fucking kissed at the same